Hi, ladies. Welcome to week 2. This week, you're going to be focusing a lot on the Virgin Mary. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about the Virgin Mary as we begin. She is the mother of Jesus. And as Catholics, we have some pretty unique beliefs about Mary. Okay, so these are the things I want you to kind of maybe take a few notes on. So first of all, we say that she was a perpetual virgin, meaning that she was a virgin her entire life. Okay, so what we believe is that as a virgin, that she never had sex with Joseph, and that she just remained pure even after she had Jesus. Our Christian brothers and sisters don't agree with us on this. They believe that Mary was a virgin when she conceived Jesus, but after she had Jesus, she went on to have a normal marital relationship with Joseph. A few arguments that we have as Catholics that kind of defend our stance, I guess you could say, is first of all, there are mentionings in the New Testament of the brothers and sisters of Jesus. Okay, so the way that we would explain this as Catholics is a couple of different ways. First of all, you could say that, you have friends, very close friends that you might call your brothers and sisters who aren't your blood relatives. And so we believe that's one possibility. It's also true that in the Greek language, the same word is used for brother that they would use for cousin. And so it's possible that these are cousins of Jesus. And then the third kind of explanation is there's this piece of writing called the Proto-Evangelium of James. And in this piece of writing, it says that Joseph was quite a bit older when he married Mary, and that he was a widower. So it's possible that the brothers and sisters of Jesus are just the step siblings of Jesus, born of Joseph's first wife, okay? But either way, we believe that Mary was forever a virgin. Another thing we would teach about Mary is that she was the Immaculate Conception. And you may have heard this word before and misunderstood it. A lot of people read it to mean that she was, or when she had Jesus, that this was the Immaculate Conception. But really what we mean by it is that when Mary herself was formed and created in her own mother's womb, in Anna's womb, that was when there was this Immaculate Conception. Okay, so it's really referring to when Mary herself was conceived and not when she conceived Jesus. And then another belief we have is what we call the Assumption. And with the term Assumption, we are saying that we believe that Jesus was Mary was assumed into heaven, body and soul. Okay, so she had a natural human death, but then her whole body and her soul together went up to heaven. And anyway, these are some unique teachings about Mary. We as Catholics hold her in a special place in our church, and sometimes people looking in from the outside kind of accuse us of worshiping Mary. We do not worship Mary. We instead give her this special place where we see her as an important intercessor. And intercessor means like a go-between person, so we think that she goes to God with our prayers. And as a result, we have various devotions to her, like the rosary or novenas. And both of those things are prayers that, use the Hail Mary, for example, as a prayer, but are asking Mary to go to God with our prayers. So just for the record, Catholic people do not worship Mary. So anyway, you do have the paper due tomorrow, the second day of class, or second day this week. Let's see, the date is the 23rd of June. So make sure you have this research paper turned in by 10 p.m. And again, you can either research Marian apparitions. By this I mean times where Mary has appeared to people throughout history. And when you start researching this, you'll see that really in the history of the church, from even the time Mary was still alive, where she kind of bilocated, she was in two different places at once, that we believe that Mary has been appearing to people. And there's some real common denominators with her apparitions, which I will talk about next week because I want you to research it and find out for yourself. So there's hundreds of these, but some of the most famous ones would be in Fatima, in Lourdes, France, Our Lady of Guadalupe, in Mexico City. There's one in Rwanda that's pretty interesting. There are various other times and to people that she's appeared. So if you just look this up, you'll find a lot of choices. And one interesting choice could be to research the Marian apparitions that have not been approved. Most of them have not been approved by the church. I think the church doesn't want to rush to kind of concluding that this really happens. And it does seem a little superstitious. I understand that. But once you start researching, I think you'll find that since it's happened over and over to hundreds of people, and because there's these common denominators that seem to be present in all of them, then I think you'll start to believe that this is a real thing, that this is possible. Also, you could research a Marian devotion like the Rosary or the Novena, like I mentioned, or you could research one of the doctrines, the teachings about Mary, which I already explained in short detail, but there's a lot of history behind those teachings. You're also going to read the rest of the book, Women in the New Testament, and you'll read about Luke, and you'll read about Paul. And of course, the Gospel of Luke and Acts of the Apostles are kind of highlighted as the most important ones because they do reference women the most, especially the Gospel according to Luke. And the letters from Paul are also pretty interesting. Just so you know, chapter 7 does not have a PowerPoint, but all the rest of them do. And again, this week we'll end with you taking a quiz. So if you're having any problems, let me know. Send me an email. I'd be happy to answer. And good luck.